So we're still in the test utility here, and what we're going to do now is do the echo test. Now according to the echo test, is what we're going to do is the same as we did with the read test, except we're going to set it in echo test, going to start it up, transmit on our Dstar radio, there she is, transmit on that, and it's actually going to read some information back to us, and we're actually going to hear an echo, as per a standard echo test. So we're going to get that running now. So echo test start, and it says waiting there, you can see that. I'm just going to transmit on our Dstar radio and just call out a test and see what we hear. Just going to turn the volume up a little bit. VK2MRX testing, VK2MRX testing, 4, 3, 2, 1, VK2MRX, over.
Testing, this is Papa Alpha 4, Yankee Bravo Radio with a node adapter test. VK2MRX testing, VK2MRX testing, 4, 3, 2, 1, VK2MRX, over.
So that's a relatively successful test. So what you'll actually notice is there's a welcome message from Papa Alpha 4, Yankee Bravo Romeo. He actually records a message. I wasn't completely happy with that first test because the audio, well, to be frank, it didn't exactly sound like me. So based on that first result, and I wasn't completely happy with the audio, so I just made some adjustments to the microphone in the handset. We're going to do another echo test. VK2MRX testing, VK2MRX testing, 4, 3, 2, 1, VK2MRX, over.
Testing, this is Papa Alpha 4, Yankee Bravo Radio with a node adapter test.
VK2MRX testing, VK2MRX testing.
Testing, this is Papa Alpha 4, Yankee Bravo Radio with a node adapter test. VK2MRX testing, VK2MRX testing.
Okay, it sounds like we're getting somewhere. I am just going to jump in and just invert the transmit, just because I want to see what effect that has. Going to go back into config. Just going to go invert TX. Save that, close that, and we're going to go with our echo test here and start, and here we go. VK2MRX testing, VK2MRX testing. Okay, so you can see obviously that's not going to work, so we're going to stop that. When we're actually doing the echo test, you'll actually see it letting you know what it's doing. It'll read your call, and you'll see in the status bar it's actually VK2MRX testing, VK2MRX testing, over.
VK2MRX testing, this is Papa Alpha 4, Yankee Bravo Radio with a node adapter test.
So what I think is actually happening when I'm having these unsuccessful tests, I think it's actually the PC not responding, so whether it doesn't handle RF particularly well. Okay, so I've just made some quick adjustments to the mic on the HT, and just going to do another quick test. This is install your choice of hotspot software, and one of the top ones is what we've actually gone with here is DV Node, as I've said, which says it supports linking to D+ repeaters and reflectors. Says it's easy to set up and very stable. Now I've actually currently or already installed this, it says to go into your options and to do a bit of a setup here. So going to go in, we're going to go VK2MRX, which is us. We're going to go C, because we're going to be transmitting on 2 meters, and typically C is usually what's used for 2 meters, for a 2 meter port on repeaters. It has a call sign server. We're going to stay with the one that's in there by default. I'm not going to change anything else. RF device. So here we go. We're going to go with node adapter. USB ID 300, full duplex. Going to leave all those settings as normal. Okay, so it's picked up our call sign. Again, I'm just going to do a test to see what happens here. VK2 MRX testing, VK2 MRX testing. Okay, well the beep confirmation was a good thing. Just going to move this in a little bit closer so you can see what's going on when it all happens. Actually did was jump back on the Dstar website and just look for the DV node help or just some information on DV node on setup. And basically you'll see I've pretty much just duplicated what you'll find on that website there, and we're going to go from there and do some testing. At this point I'm unsure how to link it up, so I'm about to try and figure that one out now. Now what I actually did through just a little bit of testing was, as you can see, hopefully in some of the examples that I've shown, if I didn't actually post them in the video, is that occasionally the DV node software was actually falling over and stopping to respond, and what it was actually doing was causing the radio, the analog radio, just to go into a transmit mode and stay on. So what I've actually done now is, now I don't know whether that was in relation to the PC, the software, or maybe possibly because the laptop, as you can see the setup here at this point, there's the laptop there that I was using, and there's the analog radio that I was using, and you can see the coax running out the back there. There's some of the other radios up there as well, a couple more under there. Anyway, so whether that was RF actually affecting that, I'm not sure. Obviously through some more testing and messing around with it, what I'll actually do is put some separation between those as much as possible. For the time being though, what I've actually done is gone over and installed the software on my desktop PC, which has obviously got a bit of separation between it. The tower's sort of over here to the left, and we've actually got the software running on there. Did some echo tests there, and the same test that you see me run on the laptop, and you'll actually see that it's working. And hopefully you can see here, just here, I'm actually connected to reflector 01, which is the mega reflector in the US, and we're going to turn that up, and hopefully you're going to hear a QSO going on.
And I'm 6 HKs with 6 LVB. I don't know if you got my last transmit. No, negative. I called you last over that it was good to speak to me, but I got nothing after that. But it's always a pleasure to hear you, Patrick, and it'll be good to hear you back on 1 Charlie. So catch up with you later. You have a good morning there, and we'll say 73 will be down and clear. Okay, very great to talk today. It's coming up on 2:30 in the morning here, so I should probably get some sleep. I gotta get up. But anyway, yeah, I'll be back on shortly, so I'll talk to you later. So 73 for now. And then 6 BFH is KJ6 LVB. I'll be clear. Good evening.
Now at this point I'm not 100% happy with the audio that I'm receiving. I think I've typically had better audio receive when I've been connected up to when I say local repeater, the repeater that I can actually get into. So I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking, going to try some different power outputs, etc. Try some mic settings, and maybe tweaking the board whether there's some settings there which can change the audio levels or something like that. But at this point we've got a successful setup of the Dstar hotspot. I'm still interested in figuring out how to control the hotspot from my HT or the radio in the car. You can see that I'm connected to reflector 1 there, but basically what I did is I did that through the software. What I can do is go over the gateway here, choose the gateway that I want to connect to. In this case I just chose reflector 1 and band module or port, and selected port C. I think that's the one that gets the most activity. Selected D+ there. I think D+ actually lets you connect, or obviously it says that's the protocol for connecting to the gateways, but I think that also provides you with information of the stations in the call, etc. Not 100% sure. One thing I did have to do is select auto reconnect after disconnect. I tried to connect the first time and it actually just booted me off, so I selected auto reconnect and connected back up, and it connected without an issue. So I'll show you here. And hopefully you can see that up the top there, connected to reflector 1. It tends to do a bit of transmitting and receiving up here in the right hand corner, albeit that the board doesn't reflect this activity up here. It certainly does reflect activity when a QSA is going on, etc., but it doesn't seem to reflect this sort of activity that's happening up here as far as the software is concerned in standby.